Hello everybody and welcome back again. My name is Ernest Steven and welcome back to the PBE Rundown. So in today's video we're going to be looking at the whole new items within League of Legends that was introduced in this patch. And now I'm just going to quickly say that there is one more video coming after this one. Well, this video is going to be split into two, but the next main set of video will most likely be out tomorrow possibly. We'll be covering the entirety of the rest of the update, so from the new minion changes and all of that stuff will be covered tomorrow. But today, it's all about items, so let's go. So quickly, let's go over the new, well, not new, but the old removed items. So some items, unfortunately, have been removed, them being these items here. So you've got the Avarice Blade, which is really sad to see the Avarice Blade go. It was such a nice item, especially for a lot of AD carries. It meant free gold, basically. Crystalline Flask is now gone, which is a bit sad because that was a really good top lane and even mid lane item. And it was all about survivability for this item, but that's gone. Elixir of Ruin, it wasn't used very often to be fair. But this one was just all about the tower push. Mana Potions are gone, which hurts mid lane is quite a lot. Poacher's Knife is gone. No one used it. It was a jungling item that was for all about counter jungling, but it was useless because there was loads of other. Well, the other three was so much better, but one of the three is gone, and that's Ranger's Trailblazer. This was basically to help out non-junglers really, because a lot of the non-junglers really needed help of the clear, and this was all about clearing, but it's now gone. So which is a bit of a shame, because even I used this item because it was really good on people that didn't know how to jungle very well, like myself. I'm not a very good jungler, so I used to use this a lot because it would help me with wave clear. Well, it will help me with clear, and it allow me to do more ganks and stuff because of the speed I can get stuff done. But it's gone. Stealth wards are gone. Stealth wards, as you know, were a very popular ward in high elos. Never brought really in low elos. It was just low elos would always rely on trinkets and pink wards. But now they're trying to get the low elo of warding into the high elo. So there's less wards in the higher elos. So it's a lot more like face checky kind of stuff. Sword of the Occult is the next thing. It's gone. Sword of the Occult was basically never used. It was a stacking item just like Medjai's, but it was crap. No AD would really build it. Brutalizer's gone. Brutalizer was just the item that a lot of top laners had. Some AD carries would get it, like Draven. Twin Shadows was a very good support item. It would click a button, two little ghosties would come out and slow targets. Well, two random targets. If it didn't hit anyone, it would come back. And Zephyr is gone, which was basically attack speed and move speed item. And it wasn't very good on most champions. I know some of my friends used to use it on the likes of Udyr and stuff, but it's now gone. It's a bit of a shame. But there's new items. So in the first part today, I'm going to be talking about the Marksman items, and then the next part, I will be talking about the rest. So first starting off, B.F.Sword. So B.F.Sword has had its total cost gone down from 1,550 gold. 1,550, sorry. I'm trying to... all the way down to 1,300 gold, which is actually really, really good. But then you lose 10 attack damage. It's gone down from 50 to 40, which is a little bit... but it's still nice. It's a lot better worth the gold, in my opinion, than what it used to be. Because it's 10 less gold. 10 less damage for a total of, well, 250 is actually not that bad. The next one is Cloak of Agility. That's gone up in price from 730 to 800, which is a bit bad, but the critical strike chance has been cleared up. It's no longer 15, it's 20, which is really nice. Next up is Infinity Edge. The cost of it's gone down by 200 gold because of the BF change. However, the attack damage it now gives you is only 65 rather than 80, which is a huge nerf to the item. But it's still contains its old passive, which was it boosts the damage of crits to 250 or 250% rather than 200, which is nice. Essence Reaver has had such a great update. This item is so fucking broken, like holy crap. Even if you're an AD carry that doesn't really need it, you can still get this because of the cooldown, even though, let's say, Lucian gets a lot out of it, but AD carries like Caitlyn don't really, but it really does allow them to, because you can even see it here. It's no longer a niche lifesteal item. Essence Reaver grants a near cap cooldown reduction to marksmen that rely on abilities from the primary output, the same way an Infinity Edge plus Phantom Dancer spike turns Jinx or Caitlyn into a mid-game monster. This is such a good item. I've seen this item being played on Jinx quite well. Yes, IE is going to be a bit better than this, but you can get this and IE on Jinx, and it is going to be very, very strong. It will allow her to spam her W's a lot more. Her ultimate will be up a lot more, which is actually really nice for Jinx, because especially her getaways, Jinx's getaways are not that strong, and she relies heavily on her E to allow her to, the traps. And using this item, it will actually allow you to do that, because you'll have your traps up a lot more, which is actually really nice. So non-AD carries that don't need this can still benefit from this a huge amount. So what happened, it's gone up in gold, it's now the same price as Infinity Edge. However, it has the same attack damage, because it's gone down, so it's the exact same. Critical Strike has been added to it, so now it gives you 20% critical strike. And the lifesteal has been removed, which is actually a little bit of crap, because even though the lifesteal wasn't very important, it's still bad that it's been removed, because this current patch, there are really no really good lifesteal items for AD carries other than Bloodthirster. And the fact that basic attacks no longer restore missing mana has been removed. However, I'll be talking about a little bit about this in a minute. You can get 10% cooldown reduction, up to 20% extra cooldown based on your crit, which means basically you can have up to 30% cooldown, which is fucking stupid, especially for the AD carries like Lucian who rely a lot on cooldown. Well, now they do anyway. Now I know this item's being nerfed in that department, but we're going to see until next patch. And back on the mana thing, critical strikes restore 3% of your maximum mana. That doesn't seem like a lot, but because it's so easy to get 100% crit chance, you can easily get your full mana bar back just in a few attacks, really. Next up is the Recurve Bow. Recurve's Bow has had a wee bit of a nerf, I have to say. Gold has gone down by a bit. The build path is dagger, well, 2 daggers plus 400 gold. Attack speed has gone down by 5%, and the on-hit physical damage has gone up by 5, which is not a lot really, but this item is still a little bit better, but the items it builds into is what's made it so good. Next up is Build Water Cutlass. It has gone up in price, and the lifesteal has gone up by 2%, which is nothing really. And that builds into Blade of the Ruined King, obviously, which has gone up in price. And the problem with this is the health damage has gone down by 2%. Now, this actually hurts the item by a huge amount. You wouldn't think about it when you just think 2%, that's nothing. However, if you look at the other items in this patch, Bork is now useless. You don't build it on Vayne, you do not build it on Corki, you do not build it on Kog'Maw, you don't build it on anybody. Nobody gets any benefit from Blade of the Ruined King anymore compared to other items. Other items are so much better than this. And it's gone to the point where Blade is never seen unless if you're playing against someone that hasn't read the patch notes, that don't understand the changes to Blade. But if they do, then they'll never buy it because it's useless. It's just not good anymore. Zeal has had a bit of a change as well. It's gone up by 100 gold. The attack speed's gone down by 5%. And the critical strike has gone up by 10%, which is great. Because as you guys should know, critical strike is so fucking easy in this patch. Phantom Dancer's had a bit of a change. So it's really been heavily nerfed in my opinion in this item. but it's still really good on what it gives you. So the battle gold has gone down by 100, the attack speed has gone down by 10%, the critical strike chance has gone down by 5%, movement speed is completely removed, it no longer ignores unit collision. However, if you are in 500 units of an enemy champion, you gain 12% movement speed, and you can pass through the units, which is actually really nice, but that little part has been nerfed. However, the reason why Phantom Dancer is still a really core and strong item is because of the next unique passive, Lawment. Basic attacking a champion causes them to deal 12% less damage to you for 10 seconds. This item is stupidly strong in 1v1 scenarios. This item on the likes of Vayne, when she does the 1v1s and wins a lot of them, is fucking fantastic. A lot of AD carries can actually benefit from this as well, because if you're facing a Vayne, Vayne has always been a very problematic champion because she's always been able to defeat you in most 1v1s. Phantom Dancer actually helps you with that. So the nerfs of Vayne plus Phantom Dancer allows nearly every single AD carry to easily duel her and actually have a chance of coming out as a victor, unlike previously, where you had basically no chance. Ruin's Hurricane has had a nerf in one department, a buff in another department, so the cost has stayed the same. Attack speed has gone down by 30%. Now, that doesn't seem a lot because it wasn't really built on any AD carries. It just wasn't very good because it just didn't give you any other bonuses. However, the problem with this item now is into the terms of Callista. This item is no longer super strong on Callista. There is no super strong item on Callista anymore. Callista relied on Bork and Hurricane. Both of those departments have been nerfed heavily, which means Callista is now nerfed heavily as well. I actually want Riot to buff Callista. However, Callista has now one extra thing. Because of these critical strike changes, because this now gives you 30% critical strike, she's now turned into a critical strike champion, which is actually really strong on Callista because she's able to crit them. Really strong. I just wish that Riot would now change some of these nerfs around, like the 90% damage she does. I want them to revert that and just, switch around these things due to the fact that she's now a crit-based champion rather than attack speed. But we're going to see how the season goes. What else? They give you 5% movement speed. The on-hit physical damage has gone up by 5%. The bolts ratio has gone down by 0.25 at total attack damage. And the bolts from the Hurricane can now crit, which is stupid when you got 100% crit chance in 4 items. Yeah, bit broken. Now, the next item is the Kershi's Shard. This actually builds into 2 items, and it's all about the new staticky type of effect, or called Energized, as it's called now. So, cost is 750, attack speed is 15%. The Energized is when you move around or attacks, it builds up your stacks up to 100%. When fully stacks, your next basic charge will consume the Energized stacks and do basically extra damage. The damage that the Energized damage it does is 30 bonus magic damage on hit. Now, this is able to be upgraded into 2 different things, Static Shiv and Fire Cannon. Starting off with Static Shiv. Static Shiv is still the same price at 2,500, sorry. However, the attack speed has gone down by 5%. The critical strike chance has gone up by 10%. Movement speed has been reduced by 1%. And the Shiv's damage has been changed from always doing 100 damage to 50 to 150. I know they are planning on nerfing static. I think they all said that they're buffing up the price of this and the damage is going down a bit, but I'll talk about that in the next patch. The Shiv's lightning targets have now gone up to 5 targets it can hit rather than 4, and the new passive thing is that it now deals 50 bonus damage to minions, so it allows you to wave clear a lot more better. The next item that is able to build into is the Rapid Fire Cannon. Rapid Fire Cannon costs the same amount as Static Shiv at the current time. The attack speed is 30%, so it's just 5% less than Static. However, it also has the same amount of critical strike at 30. The Energized is still there. However, the Energized bonus that this gives you instead of the wave clear is that your Energized stacks gain 35 bonus range, and it deals 50 to 200 magic damage. So that's actually 50 more extra damage it can do because of the fact that it only hits one target. And this is actually able to be used on towers and other types of structures, which is really strong. This item is not very strong on a lot of AD carries because its static seems a bit better on them. However, if you're someone that needs a lot more safety, then this item is great. Champions like Vayne, I'm just trying to think of another one. Caitlyn is also another one that really benefits from Fire Cannon just because of the extra bonus range it gives her. And overall, it is such a great item. And I've seen some AD carries go both of them. I've seen Vayne's do it. They go static and Fire Cannon because the extra range it gives you on the Fire Cannon can also proc static on the Static Shiv's effect, which is actually means that these items can work together. And it gives you both of the unique passives work together as well, because you're able to gain up the 200% damage on top of the Static Shiv damage, which is a little bit silly how they both work well together. Last Whisperer has slightly changed, so Last Whisperer is no longer a final item, it's now a item that can build into other stuff. So it has had huge nerfs into what it can do because of this fact. So the gold has gone down by 1000. The attack damage has gone down by 15, and the armor penetration has gone down by 5%. However, it no longer does total armor penetration, it does bonus armor penetration, which doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, it is. The next up is Giant Slayer. This is actually a new item that, well, it's not new, kinda. It's just used to build with the Last Whisperer. So it's kinda new. It is a new item overall. The cost of it is 1000, and the attack damage it gives you is 10, and it can also, the unique passive it does is it grants up to plus 10% damage against enemy champions with greater maximum health than you, plus 1% damage per 50 health difference, maxing at 500 health difference. This item is not very good against a lot of champions, only tanks. That's also, in my opinion, one of the huge problems with the current patch is that Last Whisperer is near useless, and the items it builds into are really fucking awful. Well, they're not awful, they're just not good, because the current patch doesn't support high tanks at the moment, so the Giant Slayer isn't very used, to be fully honest. And the next item that it can use is the Executioner's Calling. So as you guys should know, this item is back. It was removed because of the whole power it had on like Draven stuff, but it's now back again because they've actually added a huge nerf to Grievous Wounds. So it costs 800 gold, it has 15 attack damage, and the unique passive of it, called Executioner, physical damage, inflicts grievous wounds on enemies for 3 seconds. Now these items, so the Giant Slayer and the Executioner's Calling, can build into these two new items. Lord Dominic's Regards is the Giant Belt version, and the Moral's Reminder is the Executioner's. So Lord Dominic's Regards costs 2,700, attack damage is 40, it has the Giant Slayer passive and the Last Whisperer's passive both stacked into there, which is quite nice, so you can actually see it there. Now, the thing is that it actually has a little bit of a buff because it actually allows you to do a bit more damage on the Giant Slayer's passive, and it has a 10% extra bonus penetration on the Last Whisperer's passive, which is actually really nice. The Moral's Regards, again, it's just the Executioner's passive, the Last Whisperer's passive, and it costs the same price as Lord Dominic's. It's just that it takes the second item's effect and adds it with the Last Whisperer's effect with a little bit of a bonus. The next item is the Makrul's Scimitar. This item has actually not really changed that much, but just because it was an item that was very crucial on AD carries when they're facing the likes of Sujani or other types of lockdown champions, it now has a little bit of a buff for them. So attack damage is gone down by 5%, and lifesteal has been added at 10%. It's not much. This is a very situational item, as it's always been, so I'm not going to expect to see it too often. The next item is Bloodthirster. Bloodthirster's gold has gone up by 200%, and attack damage has gone down by 5%, lifesteal and all the rest is stacked the same. This item is, in my opinion, really bad now. Well, it's not bad, it's just that lifesteal in general is not very good. There is so low amount of lifesteal you can get, because before, if you wanted lifesteal, you could go Buck and Bloodthirster, and that's all the lifesteal you need. Now that's no longer there, and plus we've got the Mastery that gives us health when we attack, and because that's been nerfed, lifesteal is actually getting a bit of a bonus, and it all has a little flippin' stoical effect. But overall, lifesteal is so hard to get, and you guys remember when I did the Mastery thing, the Mastery update, I was talking about the one that boosts up the lifesteal effects. The reason why I use that a lot, because of the fact that you don't get a lot of lifesteal, so boosting the effects of the lifesteal you currently have is actually really nice. But go back and watch the Mastery video. But that is actually all of the new AD carry items. There's a few other items which I will actually be posting another video later on talking about. But for now, hope you've all enjoyed today's video. Make sure to check out the one that comes later. And for now, I'll see you all later. Until then, bye bye.